Hey friends, welcome to Hello Goodbye. Today's video is all about the full face snorkel mask. Now I know you've seen them, but you may be wondering, does it actually work? How does it compare to Old Faithful here? Or is it just as lame as it looks? Stick around for the lowdown. So even though it's like snowpocalypse outside my house right this very moment, spring break is upon us, summer is right around the corner, and a lot of you are probably planning your awesome beach vacations that might involve doing a little snorkeling. At the moment, I'm totally daydreaming about the awesome trip to Hawaii my husband and I took back in October. Even though I'm an experienced scuba diver and have my own gear, somebody sent me this full face snorkel mask and I thought I'd take it to Hawaii and try it out. The first thing I've got to say is you have to be prepared for a lot of stares if you're going to wear this thing. Your perfect spray tan, your cute bathing suit, none of that is going to be noticed when you've got this thing strapped to your face, so just be prepared for that. I know there's no such thing as a sexy snorkel mask, but at least people are used to seeing this kind. If you wear this mask, on the other hand, you will look like the love child of Darth Vader and the green Teletubby put on a hazmat suit and went to the beach. I'm just saying. So back to the big question, does it actually work, and which type of snorkel mask setup is better for you? The answer is it depends on who you are and what you like to do in the water, as well as what your experience level is. First, let's talk about who this product is actually good for. I would definitely recommend the full face snorkel mask for kids or adults who are new to snorkeling, new to the ocean, or still aren't comfortable swimming yet. The same thing goes for people who might have fear or anxiety about snorkeling, people who get seasick really easily, or if you're going to be snorkeling in a place that has really choppy water, for example. I would not recommend this mask for experienced scuba divers or snorkelers, for people who are comfortable in the water, or who like to dive down a lot rather than just float at the surface. It's also probably not a good idea if you overheat and get claustrophobic really easily, or if you like to spend a lot of time in the water, or if you don't have a lot of space in your luggage. The reason this full face snorkel mask is good for people who are new to snorkeling is because, unlike the old-fashioned snorkel setup, the full face mask enables you to breathe easily and comfortably out of both your nose and your mouth, and is going to keep a lot more water out of your mouth. For any of you who've been seasick, you know that it's made infinitely worse by swallowing salt water, by getting it in your nose, by inhaling it. Now that's bound to happen with this type of mask snorkel setup because, sometimes a wave passes over your snorkel and water gets down in, someone splashes nearby and it gets in there, or maybe you tilt your head a little too far to the side and submerge your snorkel on accident. When that happens, you have to either be able to blow the water out of the snorkel or surface and empty it manually. The design of the full face snorkel mask makes it so that very little water, if any, gets in through the snorkel, and if it does, it doesn't go directly into your nose or mouth. I have to admit, that's a really nice feature. It feels really great to be able to breathe freely through your nose and mouth while in the water. The way it works is there's a little ball inside the snorkel that floats. So when you submerge, the ball floats up, covering the hole that blocks the airway so no water can get in. And then when you surface, the ball sinks back down, the airway opens, and you can breathe normally again. I really like the degree of visibility that the full face snorkel mask offers, as well as the fact that it has these soft fabric straps that slide on and adjust easily to get a really good fit. Conversely, most of the traditional old school style mask snorkel setups have a silicone or rubber rear strap that, if you have long hair like mine, when it's wet it tends to rip hair out, so not good. This particular mask came with a mesh storage bag for when it's not in use, as well as a GoPro mount, which is a really cool feature so you can go hands-free and be able to record whatever it is you're looking at. Also, I've had zero problems with this mask fogging up on me, which is great. Now for what I don't like so much. Besides the fact that I look completely ridiculous in it and it drew a lot of attention to me, which is something I personally try to avoid at the beach, let's start with the fact that packing this snorkel in my suitcase was a huge pain. Now it doesn't weigh much and this top piece comes off, but it's still really awkward and took up a lot of space in my suitcase, so that's definitely something to keep in mind if you're traveling. The next thing would be sand.
I don't like sand.
If you're going to the beach, you are going to get sand in this mask, and when you do, it's practically impossible to rinse it all out. There are just so many nooks and crannies that sand can get trapped in and not want to come out of.
And it gets everywhere.
I rinsed and rinsed and rinsed this thing like crazy, and I still have sand in my mask from Hawaii. While it's nice to be able to breathe through your nose and mouth, this mask gets really hot and stuffy really quickly. So much so that it made me want to get out when I would have gone much longer just so I could take it off. Your face is going to sweat a lot in this thing, just fair warning. At least with the old setup, you get to feel cool water on most of your face. The next thing I would have to say is the pain. That for me was the worst part about wearing this mask. It looks really soft and comfy, and it felt fine for a little while, but after about 20 minutes with the water pressure pushing on this mask, it became really irritating right on the bridge of my nose. And I tried adjusting it, but nothing helped, and after like 30 minutes, it was excruciating and I had to take it off. Now maybe this isn't an issue with every brand or every face, but for this mask and for my face, it was not a good combination. The pain was probably worse for me because I like to dive down and look around, which increases the water pressure and increases that pain on the bridge of my nose. For those who just float at the surface, it might not be an issue at all, but if you like to dive down underwater, beware. The other reason I say that it isn't good for those who like to dive down is for a few reasons. First, it tends to leak more when you dive down. It accumulates pretty slowly, but eventually it will interfere with your breathing and you'll have to empty it. In a traditional mask snorkel setup, it's really easy to clear water from the snorkel by blowing it out, or clear it from your mask by pressing the mask to your forehead and blowing through your nose. This can be done while you're still underwater, but in a full face snorkel mask, you have to take it off all the way to empty it, and that's really a pain to do while you're still in the water. The other thing is, it's impossible to equalize with this mask on. Now that's a term that scuba divers use to refer to clearing the pressure in your ears as you descend by plugging your nose and blowing. Obviously, this mask makes that impossible because you can't access your nose.
Another big problem with this mask is communication. Oftentimes when you're snorkeling in a group, one person will see something really cool and signal for everybody else to circle so they can tell you what they're looking at, or they can communicate something like they need to get back to the boat. That's really easy to do in an old school style snorkel setup because you can just spit the snorkel out and talk normally. In the full face mask, if you need to communicate, you have to pull
the entire thing off your head, which is a big pain while you're still in the water. If you have any interest whatsoever in scuba diving, either now or in the future, I strongly recommend that you invest in your own traditional mask snorkel setup like this. For obvious reasons, the full face snorkel mask is incompatible with scuba diving if you actually want to breathe. In summary, I think this mask might be a good buy for young kids or people who are new to swimming, snorkeling, the ocean, but for the rest of you, I think you'll be much happier and much better off sticking with Old Faithful here. Another good thing about investing in your own mask and snorkel is you don't have to worry about who else's mouth it's been in, and you can be sure that you have a really good fit. Hopefully that tells you a little bit about what you need to know about the full face snorkel mask so you can decide if it's right for you. If this has been helpful for you, by all means, like, subscribe, share, and as always, if you have any specific questions, feel free to message me or leave a comment and tell me where you're going on your beach vacation. Have fun, be safe, and thanks for watching.